Marcus Aurelius once said, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." This is a profound understanding of the world from one of the most revered Stoic philosophers. Marcus Aurelius viewed change not as an anomaly, but as an intrinsic part of existence, a fundamental characteristic of nature itself. Picture the world as a river, forever flowing and reshaping itself. No moment is the same as the one before it, and no future moment will be the same as the present. This is the world as Marcus Aurelius saw it, an entity in constant flux. And we, as part of this world, are also subject to this ceaseless transformation. The human instinct might be to resist change, to cling to the familiar and the comfortable. But the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius compels us to reconsider this instinct. He understood that clinging to what is, or what was, is a futile struggle against the unstoppable current of life. Instead, he advises us to adapt, to accept change as a natural part of life. After all, is it not the nature of life itself to evolve, to grow, to transform? A tree does not mourn the loss of its leaves in autumn, nor does it fear the arrival of new buds in spring. It simply accepts the change and continues to thrive. So too, Marcus Aurelius suggests, should we? Change is not to be feared, but embraced. It is an opportunity for growth, a chance to learn, and a pathway to evolution. It is a dance with the rhythm of life, a celebration of the eternal cycle of transformation that defines our existence. This is not to say that change is always easy or pleasant, but as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, it is inevitable. And so, by accepting change, by becoming flexible and adaptable, we align ourselves with the very pulse of life. The Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius encourages us to embrace change, to be flexible, and to adapt to the world as it evolves around us. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. As we delve deeper into the wisdom of Aurelius, we find that the Stoic philosophy he championed often placed an emphasis on self-reflection and understanding. This isn't about navel-gazing or self-indulgence, but rather about recognizing the power of the mind and how it shapes our perception of the world. Aurelius firmly believed that the mind is the true battleground. It's where we make sense of the world, where we interpret events, where we decide how to react. Every moment, every event, every encounter is filtered through the lens of our mind. But the mind is not a passive observer. It's an active participant. It has the power to shape, to distort, to illuminate. It can take a simple event and turn it into a catastrophe, or it can take a disaster and find within it a kernel of wisdom or a spark of hope. This is where the importance of self-reflection comes in. By examining our thoughts, by understanding why we think the way we do, we can begin to shape our perception. We can decide whether to see the glass as half empty or half full. We can choose to focus on the silver lining rather than the cloud. In the grand scheme of things, there are many events and circumstances beyond our control. Storms will come, earthquakes will shake the ground, people will disappoint us, and we will face setbacks. But what we can control is how we respond to these events. Aurelius encourages us to focus on the things within our control and to let go of the things beyond our control. It's a simple formula, but one that requires courage and practice. It requires us to accept that we can't control the world, but we can control our thoughts and actions. And in this acceptance, we find strength, we find resilience, we find peace. Because when we realize that we have the power to choose our response, we become masters of our own destiny. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to seek strength in self-understanding and to focus on controlling our thoughts and actions. As Marcus Aurelius put it, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. Now, this is a profound statement that encapsulates Aurelius's views on virtue and morality. To him, these weren't abstract concepts to be mused over in idle conversation. They were guiding principles that should be lived out in everyday life. Aurelius didn't just talk about virtue, he embodied it, setting a powerful example for others to follow. Aurelius was a firm believer in the importance of personal integrity. He understood that our actions reflect our character, and that when we act with virtue, we demonstrate our commitment to moral responsibility. He believed that by staying true to our principles, we could inspire others to do the same. Aurelius's writings reveal a man who was deeply committed to leading by example. He didn't just pontificate about what it meant to be a good person, he lived it. He showed through his actions that virtue is not just about doing the right thing when it's convenient, but about standing firm in your principles even when it's difficult. Aurelius also emphasized the importance of moral responsibility. He believed that we all have a role to play in creating a virtuous society, and that it starts with each of us taking responsibility for our own actions. He wrote, "What we do now echoes in eternity, a reminder that our actions have far-reaching effects." But Aurelius didn't just preach about virtue and morality, he practiced it in his daily life. He understood that to truly embody these principles, one must be consistent, not just in thought, but in action. As he once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts," highlighting the transformative power of our beliefs when put into action. So what can we learn from Aurelius? It's simple. Practice virtue in our daily lives. Be the change we wish to see. Be the good man or woman we argue about, because at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. Aurelius urges us to practice virtue in our daily lives, to be the good we wish to see in the world. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present." The words of this great Stoic philosopher resonate through the ages, offering timeless wisdom about the importance of the present moment. Marcus Aurelius believed in the power of the now. His writings, filled with meditations and introspections, emphasize how our focus should be on the present, not on the future or the past. You see, Aurelius understood that life unravels in the present. The past has already happened and the future is yet to come. The present, however, is where we live, where we breathe, where we make decisions that shape our future. It is in this space, in the now, that we can truly exist and influence our lives. So what did Aurelius mean when he talked about the weapons of reason? He was referring to our ability to use logic and reason to face our current challenges. These are the tools we have at our disposal right now, in this very moment. They are the weapons we wield in the battle of life, helping us to confront and overcome the obstacles we face today. Worrying about the future, according to Aurelius, is futile. The future is uncertain, unpredictable. It's a foggy landscape that we can't clearly see. But the present? The present is clear and tangible. It's a solid foundation upon which we can build. And it is here in the present that we can gather the wisdom and experience that will arm us for whatever the future holds. Aurelius believed that by focusing on the present, we can learn, grow, and equip ourselves for the future. It's a powerful notion, one that encourages mindfulness and presence in our daily lives. It's a call to be fully engaged in the now, to immerse ourselves in the present moment, to truly live every single day. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to live in the present and face the future with the wisdom we gain today. In the timeless words of Marcus Aurelius, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound message from the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius captures the essence of the Stoic concept of perseverance. Stoicism is not about denying or avoiding the trials and tribulations that life throws at us. Instead, it's about embracing them, learning from them, and using them as opportunities to grow and develop. Imagine you're on a journey and suddenly you find your path blocked by a giant boulder. You have two choices. You can either turn back, dejected and defeated, or you can find a way around, over, or even through the boulder. This is the power of perseverance, the power to turn obstacles into opportunities. Marcus Aurelius spent much of his life in the midst of chaos and conflict, both in his personal life and as a leader of the Roman Empire. Yet he viewed these challenges not as setbacks, but as opportunities for growth and development. He believed that adversity could lead to action, that the very things that stand in our way can become the way forward. In our own lives, we all face obstacles. These can be external, like financial difficulties, health issues, or conflicts with others. Or they can be internal, like self-doubt, fear, or lack of motivation. But as Aurelius teaches us, these obstacles are not to be feared. Instead, they are to be welcomed as opportunities for growth. When we face adversity, we are given a chance to prove our mettle, to show what we are truly capable of. We are given a chance to learn, to grow, and to become stronger. We are given a chance to take action. So the next time you face a challenge, remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. Don't see the obstacle as a barrier, but as a stepping stone. Don't see the adversity as a setback, but as an opportunity. From the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, we learn to view obstacles not as hindrances, but as stepping stones on our path to growth and enlightenment.